Tonight on UCentral News, Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters and the Oklahoma State Department of Education are suing a nonprofit. Find out more next. Windy conditions continue across the state. UCentral's Gwyneth Duncan has some fire safety tips you need to be aware of. And lightning struck last night with the Thunder pulling off a big win against the Chicago Bulls. Luke Underwood has all of the details.
I'm Valerie Scott with your social media news. Stay tuned to find out which video games have been brought to theaters and what social media platform has partnered with schools.
The 2025 Route 66 Passport and Guide has been released. Reagan Francisco has the story. All that and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this Thursday edition of UCentral News.
We start tonight with a lawsuit filed against a nonprofit organization by the Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters and the Oklahoma State Department of Education.
The lawsuit comes after the organization Freedom from Religion previously filed a cease and desist letter to an Oklahoma school over teachers reading Bible verses in class.
Ryan Walters has taken to X, formerly known as Twitter, to voice the decision.
Today in Oklahoma, we're fighting back. I've got this lawsuit that I filed today against the Freedom from Religion Foundation. They're a group of radical atheists that continue to attack our students and teachers in the state of Oklahoma. Well, never again. These radical atheists can find somewhere else to go because we're not going to allow them to harass our students and teachers for freely expressing their religious beliefs. This lawsuit will continue to ensure that in Oklahoma, your rights will be protected. Our teachers and students can absolutely pray if that's what they choose to do.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation has responded to Walters' statement, saying they haven't received a copy of the lawsuit yet. The foundation's legal director has said, quote, "The foundation is expected to continue the work in Oklahoma regardless of the frivolous lawsuits by Walters."
Today's election day across Oklahoma, and several local races are taking place across the states. Here in Edmond, candidates Tom Robbins and Mark Nash will appear on the general election runoff ballots. Other elections include the Ward 7 race for the OKC Council. Polls will be open until 7 p.m. tonight. You can find out what's on your ballot and where to find your polling place on the Oklahoma voter portal. If you plan on heading to the polls tonight, don't forget to bring proof of identity. This includes a valid photo ID issued by the federal, state, or tribal government, or a voter identification card. Now, Abby, month of March has been crazy for weather. It seems like we've seen all four seasons. Let's toss it to Gwyneth to see what's going on. Gwyneth?
Thank you. And looking at reflectivity right now, we do have some clouds in the state. This warm front is moving through our state, as well as the dry front. It's going to make its way through, as well as the cold fronts. We have a lot of fronts moving through at one point, and that's what's going to cause our severe weather for later tonight. As we look at that, here's our future radar. Here's wave 1. Here's wave 2. Wave 2 is expected at 4 a.m. That's expected to be worse than wave 1. Wave 1 is just going to be kind of some big scattered storms. And with this, we're going to have some pretty big severe threats. We're looking at wind as high as 60 to 70 miles per hour tonight, our hail as high as tennis ball sized, and we do have a tornado risk. We are sitting at the moderate chance for tornadoes. You're going to want to keep an eye out on that because this is going to be very scattered, very random tornadoes that are going to pop up tonight. It's not going to be like a uniform line like we usually see, especially at our first wave. As we look ahead, severe weather chances tonight and continuing throughout the week, we're going to see chances for rain in the evenings. Going into Friday through Saturday, we're going to see a lot of rain. So if you have any plans for the weekend, don't make them outside because it is definitely going to be rainy Friday and Saturday. We do have wind rising after tomorrow. Tomorrow's wind is not going to be so bad, but as we go into the rest of the week, those winds are going to start to rise again. And earlier in March 14th, we had a lot of really high wind gusts coming through our state. This caused things like wildfires and damage to buildings. I spoke to the Edmond fire chief about some fire safety tips.
On March 14th, a strong dry line brought winds as high as 55 miles per hour that carried dust across the state. This caused visibility issues in over 120 wildfires just in Oklahoma.
from about 12:30 to about 10 o'clock at night, we had at least 20 different fires that we had responded to. We saw a lot of fire getting close to trash cans and would catch the trash cans on fire and in the eaves. So, make sure your trash cans are away from your eaves of your house if wildfire danger is imminent. I know there's droughts and sometimes that's not always possible, but green grass doesn't burn as well or as fast as dry grass.
With droughts worsening, the Red Cross has released some fire safety tips, including reminders to test your smoke alarms every month, keeping your lawns watered and trimmed, and creating a plan in case of a fire. You can call 911 if you have any emergencies. For UCentral News, I'm Gwyneth Duncan.
Thank you, Gwyneth. 26 Social Security Administration offices, including one in Lawton, Oklahoma, are expected to close this year as a part of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency's efforts to reduce the size of the government. The Trump administration's plan for Social Security includes cutting thousands of jobs and requiring in-person visits instead of phone calls. Despite a reduction in the number of the Social Security offices, Becky Rollins, an Oklahoma resident with Social Security benefits, is concerned with the government's actions.
My mother lived on Social Security. I know many people that have to live on Social Security. Things that the government has set up to help America, and I believe this government, this office of president and vice president is trying to take it away from the people.
UCO Student Association will host a town hall debate for their upcoming student presidential election. The debate will start at 5 p.m. in the Harry Bellman Room, April 3rd in the Nye University Center. Students can come and meet the presidential and vice presidential candidates. Candidates will be there to answer the student body's questions and concerns. The candidates running are Malia Meyer with their vice president, Rylan Bolt, Alex Webb with their vice president, Emma Martinez, and Malaya Fales with their vice president, Shay Churchwell. The UCOSA election takes place on April 8th. Students can cast their votes on the UCOR website.
Like Gwyneth mentioned earlier, there seems to be waves of severe weather, even including tonight, but what time will that start?
Gwyneth Duncan will have your full look at weather when we come back.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh. No, you can't.
Good afternoon and welcome back, Broncos, at this stormy evening. Looking out there right now, the sky's got kind of a haze to it, but it is feeling nice out there, 76 degrees. We do have a wind advisory though. That's making it not feel nice because those gusts are as high as 40 miles per hour. Once again, not too nice out there just because of that. As we look at our current conditions across the state, we currently have a warm front that's moving up towards our state, and then we have a dry line that is also moving towards our state. We're looking at 81 degrees in OKC, 81 in Guymon, 74 in Tulsa. Overall, it's a pretty nice day. But as we go into tonight, this is when things start to ramp up. We're going to start to see storms. All of those perfect ingredients are going to come together and bring us some severe thunderstorms. We're looking at winds as high as 33 miles per hour on the gust side. But as those storms start to move in, we could see as high as 60 miles per hour. That's something to keep an eye on. Our rain chances are at 70%. Those are going to be scattered, so it's not an 100% chance that we're going to see something, but it is a 70% chance. As we look at this is what's causing our storms. So we're going to have three different fronts going through our state tonight. We're looking at a warm front, a dry line, and then a cold front. And all of that's going to kind of come together, and it's just going to stir the pot and make something that will be severe. We're looking at 59 degrees in OKC, 35 in Guymon, 65 in Tulsa. A pretty nice night if you put aside the fact that we're going to probably see severe storms. As we look at our future radar, we're going to see two waves. So that's the first wave, that's the second wave. First wave is mainly going to come with some scattered large storms, large supercells, and the second wave is mainly going to be a line of storms. And so we could see tornadoes with both of those, but looking at that severe risk, we are in the enhanced side. So that means that even though these storms may be really late at night, you're going to want to stay up to keep an eye on those. Our tornado potential is at a medium. That's also not good because even when we have a low tornado potential, we always see tornadoes here in Oklahoma. So the fact that we have a medium one is something to keep an eye on. Our severe threat is going to be pretty high tonight. High wind, high hail, and high tornado. A little bit less on the tornado though, but we are expected to see as high as tennis ball sized hail and wind as high as 70 miles per hour as those storms move in. We also are seeing a storm timeline of pretty late at night. So the first wave's going to come around 7 to 10 p.m. That's going to be a less of a chance just because they're going to be so scattered. They could hit or they could not hit. And then our more severe part is going to be from 1 to 4 a.m. So that's something to keep an eye on. We're looking at an 80% chance just because that's going to be a giant line that's going to move through our state and cause probably some damage if you're out there. As we look at tomorrow though, after we survive the night, we're looking at 7 a.m., 61 degrees, 57 degrees on the dew point. So we could see some severe weather out there or some fog out there. As we go into noon, we're looking at fair 70 degrees, a UV of 7, and it's going to be pretty cloudy all day tomorrow, but as long as we make it through the night, it'll be okay. Shanice, Abby, I know that we have some severe potentials for tonight. Are you going to stay up and watch the news, or are you going to just go to sleep?
I think I'm just going to have to go to sleep. I'm going to be up doing my homework anyways, but typically my window is facing where that wind blows, so I'm probably going to wake up no matter what. What about you, Gwyneth? I know you live for the weather. Are you able to sleep through the storms, or is it something that wakes you up?
No, I stay up and then I'm like, oh, I'm just going to check it one more time. Yeah. I look at the radar and then I go back to sleep just over and over again. What about you, Abby?
I love sleeping in stormy weather, so yeah. I'm definitely going to be sleeping. Yeah. Thank you, Gwyneth. Next, find out what social media platform is facing another potential ban.
And what celebrity is now cancer-free. Valerie Scott has your social media news after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
What's up, Broncos? I'm Valerie Scott, and I've got your social media update for tonight. TikTok is almost out of time to find a buyer. Again, another potential ban may be just days away. TikTok's holding company, ByteDance, must sell the app's U.S. operations this Saturday or face a ban in the States. Back in January, President Donald Trump extended the deadline to April 5th. The app has several potential buyers, including a group led by former Los Angeles Dodgers owner Frank McCourt and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. Another group includes social media influencer Jimmy Donaldson, otherwise known as Mr. Beast. U.S. lawmakers have long been concerned that TikTok poses a national security risk. In January, the app took itself offline for about 14 hours after the initial sale or ban deadline passed with no deal. App stores removed access to the platform in the U.S., but restored access to TikTok in February. Get ready, gamers. Two favorites are coming to theaters this month. The anticipated Minecraft movie will be released in just 4 days. Set to star Jason Momoa, Jack Black, and Jennifer Coolidge, the movie portrays a group of 4 misfits that are suddenly pulled through a strange portal and into an unusual cubic world. While trying to get back home, the group must save the world of Minecraft from a dangerous new threat. The game was originally released in 2011 and has become one of the best-selling and well-known video games, winning the Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Video Game in 2015, 2022, 2020, and 2023. The movie will be in theaters on April 4th. Dave Coulier is cancer-free. He was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma in 2024 and completed chemotherapy in February. Yesterday, in an interview with Parade, he said a recent lymph node biopsy showed no signs of cancer. The 65-year-old told the magazine he's waiting for the results of an additional test to confirm the cancer is gone. Instagram recently rolled out with a new school partnership to help educators address cyberbullying on the platform. This effort is part of a pilot program to open to all U.S. middle school and high schools. The goal is to provide a quicker way for educators to report issues and improve student safety online. This comes after a successful introduction of Instagram teen accounts, which helps parents monitor their kids' experience with built-in safety tools. That's all I have for you tonight, Broncos. Abby, Shanice, will either of you go watch the new Minecraft movie?
Honestly, I probably will. My little cousin Tommy Jack is obsessed with Minecraft, so I'll probably have to go see it with him. How about you, Valerie?
Well, I love me some Jack Black, so I'll probably be in theaters.
I didn't know that Jennifer Coolidge was in the movie, so if she's in it, then I guess I have to go get my ticket now. Thank you, Valerie. Last night, thunder struck, so did that mean that the OKC Thunder won last night?
And who is in the NCAA Final Four? Luca Underwood will have more after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood, and let's get straight into your Tuesday sports stories. The UCL baseball team is in action today against the cowardly Rogers State at the Wendell Simmons Field. The Broncos are currently 24-8 on the season with a conference record of 14-6. The Rogers State Hillcats are 19-10 on the season with a conference record of 9-8. The Hillcats are currently on a 1-game losing streak after their loss against Northwest Missouri. The Broncos are on an 8-game winning streak and will look to extend that streak to 9 after today. We will have the outcome of that game later on in the week. The UCL softball team will be playing in a doubleheader today. The opponent for the Broncos is the Northwestern Oklahoma State Rangers. The Chos are currently 29-6 on the season with a conference record of 10-2. The Rangers, however, are currently 9-23 on the season with a conference record of 5-15. The Rangers are also on a 4-game losing streak, with the Broncos being on a modest 2-game winning streak. In Game 1, the Broncos came out victorious with a 6-3 victory. Also, head coach Cody White achieved his 476th victory as a head coach, which makes him the winningest coach in UCO softball history. The second game of that doubleheader starts at 4 p.m. and the game will be at Jerry Pinkston Stadium. The Oklahoma City Thunder battled the Chicago Bulls last night, and they were successful. The Thunder beat the Bulls in a fantastic 145-117 victory. The Thunder were led in scoring not by J-Dub, who had 23 points, and not by Shea, who had 27 points. Instead, Isaiah Joe led the Thunder last night, with Joe grabbing 31 points. What a night for the flamethrower, as he was able to lead OKC to win number 63 in the season. The Thunder now only have 7 more games left in the regular season, and we could possibly see the first ever Thunder 70-game win season. The Thunder will be back in action tomorrow against the Detroit Pistons. That game will tip off at 8:30 p.m. live from the Paycom Center. The Final Four for March Madness has been set, and is the first time since 2008 and second time ever that all 4 number 1 seeds have advanced to the Final Four. Many fans expecting big upsets were let down this year, but let's not take anything away from the 4 teams remaining, as they all have had a spectacular season and outstanding runs in the tournament so far. For the Final Four matchups, Auburn will take on Florida, and Duke will battle Houston. Both matchups will be this Saturday at 5 p.m. and 7:50 p.m. respectively. March Madness is still happening, even though it is now April. Anyway, Shanice, Abby, what team do you have winning the national championship?
I know Duke is an absolute powerhouse, so I'm going to go with Duke. How about you, Luke?
I originally, in my March Madness bracket, picked Auburn versus Duke, so I kind of still want to go with Auburn. How about you, Shanice?
I'm going to have to disagree with both of y'all. You guys know I'm from Houston, so I'm going for the Cougars. I'm always going to rep Houston. Do you not think they have a chance in this March Madness, Luke?
I think that out of the 4 teams, they might be the weakest, but I can avoid that for you.
It's okay. Houston till I die. Houston till I die. Thank you, Luke. Coming up, the state is promoting tourism on Route 66 with a twist.
And Gwyneth Duncan will have our last look at weather.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces, the modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Welcome back. Oklahoma is finding fun and interesting ways to bring visitors to its most historic road.
That's right. UCentral's Reagan Francisco has more on how you can explore Route 66.
On Saturday, the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department held an event in Tulsa for the release of the 2025 Oklahoma Route 66 Passport and Guide. It was hosted by Meadow Gold Max in the Meadow Gold District, one of the 66 stops featured on the passport. Mary Beth Babcock, owner of Meadow Gold Max, and Buck Adams spoke about the passports and the impact of increased tourism to Route 66.
With these, you can take them up and down to different places on Route 66 and get stamps inside. So it's a great way, a great tool to explore Route 66. So Route 66, it's just so much fun. You've got people eating at the diners, seeing the neon signs, going to the roadside attractions, supporting all the small little businesses that give it the life that it has.
President of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association, Reese Martin, says the passport helps promote the historical road.
Route 66 is a very collaborative road, and so, having the state's official Department of Tourism continue to develop this passport, this is the fourth version of the passport since they launched it, and to help people learn about Route 66 and get them out on the road itself is what we're all about.
Travelers who collect stamps for a section of the road can bring their passport to an Oklahoma Tourism Information Center and get a magnet of the section. Those who fill their entire passport will get a collectible Route 66 coin. And if you're looking to start a passport, you're in luck. There are 5 stops located within 15 minutes of UCO's campus. You can get your passport stamped for visiting downtown Edmond shopping, the Edmond History Museum, Pops, the Round Barn, and Chicken Shack. For UCentral News, I'm Reagan Francisco.
We talked about those major waves of storms coming out throughout the state, so let's give Gwyneth our last look at weather.
Thank you, Shanice. And looking at our 7-day forecast, since we didn't get to touch on it last time, tonight we are going to have 2 waves of storms. Those are something to keep an eye out on because one is going to be from 7 to 10 p.m., the other one from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. But going into tomorrow, it's going to feel really nice compared to what we're going to feel tonight. 75 degrees, partly cloudy, partly sunny. The sun's going to be out a little bit, but as we go throughout the day, that sun is going to be covered up mostly by clouds. As you can see, look at that there. We have precipitation chances pretty much every single night for the next 5 days. That's something to keep an eye on. Some of those will be severe, but as we go into Friday and Saturday, that's when our rain chances go up. We're going to be seeing a lot of rain. If you have outside plans for Friday or Saturday, I would recommend against it because definitely not the day for that. As we look at Saturday night, we're going to be at 35 degrees, 60% chance of rain. The fact that it's dropping to 35 degrees means we could see some flurries in the air. Definitely not going to stick though. That's all I have for your forecast today. Be sure you pay attention to the weather going into tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Gwyneth. And like she mentioned, make sure you're checking your central alerts. Be safe, Broncos. Make sure you're in a warm area, warm, dry area before you go anywhere tonight.
Absolutely. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Thanks for tuning in tonight.